In this video, we are going to learn how to solve this typical remainder problem. There are two versions here. The first version is the fraction version at the top, and the bottom is the percentage version. There is a third version, the ratio version, which will not be discussed here because it will be very similar to the fraction version. Luminara had a bag of baking flour. She used 1206 of the flour in the morning and 2/5 of the remaining flour in the afternoon. And after that, she still had 1/4 of the baking flour left. Question: how much of the baking flour did she use in the afternoon? So in the morning, she used 1260. Right, so this is the morning, 1260. All right, and then after that she used 2/5 of the remaining flour in the afternoon. All right, so this is the remaining part, and she's going to use 2/5 of it. All right, so in other words, this will be break up into two parts. All right, here will be 2 units, and then this part will be 5 minus 2, or 3 units. All right, so that this part will be 2/5 of the whole thing. Right, so this is the remaining, and this is actually the afternoon. Right. Then the question says that the remaining flour is actually 1/4 of the total. Right, so these 3 units is actually 1/4. Right, so this is 1/4, and of course this part will be 3/4. Right, so let's work on this. So we know that 1/4 of the total, right, is equal to 3 units. Right. We can of course find 4/4, but we can also find 3/4. Right, so 3/4 will be 3 times of that, so it will be equal to 9 units. Right, so 9 units will be this part. All right, it includes the afternoon and the morning. All right, so for the morning only, it will be 9 units minus 2, or 7 units, and that is of course equal to 1260. Right, so we can find what is 1 unit. It will be 1260 divided by 7. That will give us 180 gram. Right, then the question asks for the afternoon. So the afternoon is actually only 2 units, so it will of course be equal to 1820 multiplied by 2, 360 gram. And just before we start, just take note that 40% is actually equal to 40/100, and this can be simplified to 2/5, and 25% is actually equal to 25/100, and this can be simplified to 1/4. Right? In other words, 2/5 and 1/4 are exactly the same fractions that we used in the previous example. Right, so in the morning she used 1260, and then the remainder of the remainder, 40%, will be used in the afternoon. Right, so we're going to divide this part, the remainder part, into 2. The afternoon is 40%, and what is left is of course 60%. Right. Now we are also told that after using the morning, this is the morning part, and this is the afternoon part. After using the morning and the afternoon part, she will be left with 25% of the total. Right, so in other words, this part here is 25% of the total. Right, so just take note, this is the same part is 60%, but of the remainder after the morning part is being used. But this 25% is the same part out of the total, all right, the whole thing, in other words. So if this is 25%, then the other part here must be 100 minus 25, or 75%. So we know that 25% of the total, this will be equal to 60% of the remainder. Right, so we can find 75% of the total. This will be, of course, be equal to 60 divided by 25% to find 1% of the total, and then multiply by 75%. Right, so this will give us 180% of the remainder. Right, so this 180% has got two parts, the morning part as well as the afternoon part. Right, so the morning part will be equal to 180% minus 40% for the afternoon. Right, so this will be equal to 140%, and this is equal to 1260. Right, so the question asks for the afternoon part, which is 40%. Right, of course we can calculate what is 1% first. That will of course be equal to 1260 divided by 140%, and then for the afternoon, which is 40%, this will of course be equal to 1260 over 40 for 1%, and then multiply by 40. And this will give us 360 grams, just as before. So for your practice, go to the links that are given below. The first one will be the fraction version. Right, click on the new problem button to get a new set of numbers for the problem, and click on the answer to check your answer. And the other one is the percentage version of it. Right, same thing, click on the answer to check your answer. Okay guys, so thank you for listening and have fun.